So on the inside, Cavati in red, gate 3 in blue is dissenting. We've got gate 2 in white. It looks like we've got Norik Bladorn and Kai Hülkenberg will go from the outside in the yellow helmet colour in heat number 1. Important that Cavati can get off to a good start here with the inside gate. Got to say, Niccolo Picotti is a part-time rider. There he is. He has been dragged in at the very last minute because Paco Castagna not fit to ride here this week, which is a shame because Castagna is a rider that is an eye-catching rider. It's a shame that Paco can't be here tonight.
Yeah, it'd be a massive miss for the Italians. As you say, scored 17 of their 21 points in Manchester.
Outstanding performance in 2024. Here we go then. First race about to get underway. Our referee, Alexander Latosinski from the Ukraine. The man in control now. Green light in the background's on. Tapes her up. We're away. Charge towards the first turn. Bladorn looks like he's got there. Trying to look for Hülkenberg. Hülkenberg trying to come around the outside of Cavati. He does. And the Germans were favourites for this opening race, and they have stamped their authority on heat number 1 in the Speedway of Nations final here in semi-final number 1. And Bladorn away, looking good, and his teammate right behind him.
Yeah, perfect start for the Germans, looking comfortable out there, looking good. Kai Hülkenberg just filling in inside Norik Bladorn there. Nico Gabati's keeping the pace, unfortunately. Vicentin at the back there has tailed off, doesn't seem to have the speed.
No, just detached a touch, pretty spread out. Got to say, the two riders out in front, much more accustomed to these sort of conditions, more experience. Of course, Kai Hülkenberg, a Grand Prix regular, has had a poor season in the Grand Prix by finishing 15th, but also Bladorn is a much travelled man these days. Maximum score, 7 big points for the Germans in heat number 1, and they get their semi-final off to the perfect start here this evening. With Bladorn with a sharp start, and no doubt about the efforts from Kai Hülkenberg coming through into second place to join Bladorn. So the ideal start for the Germans in the opening race. The Italians just out-paced in the first race of the evening. Not too much to report from the fact that Bladorn made a nice start, and the first turn was all about Hülkenberg getting around the outside. So a 7-2. With the big maximum score to the Germans and 2 points for the Italians in heat number 1. We're up and running. Bladorn, nice ride from him. We're pleased with that.
Yeah, Bladorn will be very pleased with that. And I think it's a big result, actually, for Germany, because there's no doubt Great Britain and Sweden are probably favourites to go straight through, but they will be looking to grab that third spot. Latvia, of course, probably start this one favourites, but comfortable opening ride for the Germans. Bladorn there makes a good start. See Kai Hülkenberg just getting the better there of Nico Gabati on the opening lap, and the race settles down. Track looks pretty slick, but it looks like it's going to develop a little bit of a dirt line later on.
So there we go. Germans off to a terrific start. Heat number 2, riders up at tapes. We were told that Glenn Moy has been replaced by Lasse Fredriksson. He'll come out of gate number 3 in the blue helmet colour. Matthias Polsted will be in red. Lebedev's will be in white. That may mean that he is on gate 2. Doesn't necessarily mean that way. They can switch it around. So we'll just be patient just to see exactly where they line up on the start line. Does appear that that is going to be the same. Yes, that is Lebedev's in the white helmet colour coming into gate number 2. Looks like we're going to go with Matthias Polsted on the inside in red. Lasse Fredriksson will go from gate 3 in blue. Lebedev's gate 2 in white, and off the outside in the yellow helmet colour we've got Kostakovs, who is quite a useful performer. Kostakovs, don't rule him out, and the Latvians, I think they will have a large part to play tonight. Start Marshall taking his time. Heat number 2 about to get underway. Revs are up. Long pause.
Oh, it's got to stop.
There's a problem there. There is a problem. Tape's not releasing. Frustrating for everybody concerned. Hard on the clutch as well when the revs are that high. Revs hitting the engines hitting the rev limiters. They may have to go back to the pit gate. So riders haven't gone back to the pit gate. I'm surprised they haven't tested it. They don't appear to have tested it, but let's hope that all is well. Generally, when something like that happens, they'll actually give it a test to make sure that the tapes will release. It's on an electronic system where there's a determined time each time. It varies every time for each race. But,
I'm surprised they're not testing it.
But I'm surprised they haven't. But the start marshal is causing them forward. They're obviously confident that it will work this time. Second time of asking for heat number 2. Polstad, Lebedevs, Fredriksson and Kostakovs. We're away. Tapes up sharpest. Good start on the inside for the man in the Reds helmet colour, Polstad, the young 20-year-old from Norway. Here comes Lebedevs. Lebedevs coming through with his teammate. Teammate Kostakovs around the outside, looking to force a way through. Right now, it's a 5-4 to Latvia, but Latvia looking for more. Lebedevs up the inside. Polstad under massive pressure. Whoa, he responds brilliantly.
What a response there from Polstad. Lebedev's now returning the favour again. Keeps leaving that big hole up the inside. I did say if you run straight out in the dirt, you leave a big hole coming into the corners, and someone like Lebedev's doesn't need a second invitation. Race settling down now. Lebedev's pulling away up front. This will be a good advantage for the Latvians to start with. But Polstad really mixing it. Finished 4th this year in the Under-21s SGP2 Championship.
Indeed he did, but Lebedevs has had a fine season. He's been on the rostrum of SGP on a couple of occasions. He really has blossomed into a world-class performer. And coming out of the last corner in heat number 2, charges to the front. And Latvia pick up a useful 6 points in heat number 2. And the 3 points for Norway, but bit of a tear up there for a couple of laps between Lebedevs and Polstad. They swapped places on a couple of occasions. Terrific bit of speedway in the second race of the evening. But Latvia coming out on top. So the result for you is a 6-3 to Latvia. Lebedevs and Kostakovs picking up the 6 points, with 3 points for Matthias Polstad in second place. So there we go. Strong start from Latvia. Let's see it once again. Bit of a tear up here.
Yeah, decent race this one. Young Matthias Polstad makes a good start. Hits the front. He's round the inside on the opening lap. And you can see Lebedev's there, just keen to get in front of Kostakovs. Fairly quick, he's up the inside, he's working the track nicely, he's got all the experience. Polstad there for the first lap and a half. I thought, yeah, he looks like he's got the speed, but leaves that big hole up the inside for Lebedevs to exploit. Then again, as they come down to turn 3 and 4 on the second lap, opens the door again for Lebedevs. Once he gets himself in front, of course, he settles down, he's got plenty of speed. But decent ride there from the young Norwegian.
A little naive, a little inexperienced, but nonetheless, he was on the pace. But the advantage goes to the Latvians. World champions out here for the first time with Bewley and Lambert, Lindgren and Torcell. This is a tight tussle. This is a big race for these two big teams, heavyweight teams, out in heat number 3. Should be Jakob Torcell on the inside gate in the red helmet colour. There he is. We've got Freddie Lindgren coming out of gate number 3 in blue. Gate number 2 in white should be Lambert. Don't know if they've swapped them around. Let's hope they haven't, but on the outside is Dan Bewley. That's exactly how they line up. This could be the final. Here we go then, heat number 3, we're away into the first turn. Torcell's there. Got to say, that's a brilliant start from him. Did look like actually the Swedes may have switched there on the start. They had the blue helmet colour on the inside. It was Lindgren on the inside with Torcell coming out of gate number 3. This is a terrific result. The world champions at the back. Bewley working hard, but I tell you what, gates 1 and 3 working well for the Swedes.
Yeah, perfect start for the Swedes. You see Bewley there just running down the banking. No way through up the inside. Tell you what, Lindgren's going to need eyes in the back of his head with these two chasing him down. But Torcell, sorry, who's that in red? That's Torcell, isn't it?
It's Torcell.
Yeah, Torcell,
switched them around.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just the boys don't seem to have an answer. They're hanging on to them, but they really don't look like they're going to be able to make a pass on Torcell, and it's going to be hard here. The opening race is just a couple of points.
Drama here in heat number 3. The world champions being taken down by the Swedish team. I said it was going to be a titanic battle. Well, I tell you what, the Swedes have come out swinging. They made the change on the start line. Lindgren went from the inside. They switched it around with Torcell off of gate number 3.